Hello, everyone. Excuse me, I have allergies. I ran out of medication like a week ago, and so I'm still trying to grapple with that. So if I start coughing a lot, that's why. I apologize. Um, yeah. So tonight I'm just going to review a couple of my favorite books by Anne Rule. I love her. So the first one is Green River Running Red. This is my all-time favorite book. I have read it so many times that it's like taped up and it's falling out, and it's got so much tape on it. It's like, it's not funny how much I love this book. So I've been reading this thing for like ages. I listened to the audiobook first, and then I actually got a physical copy maybe a couple years ago. So yeah, and yeah, so this is on Gary Ridgway. He was caught when I was 6. What's even scarier is he would had he not been caught, he would have retired when I was 16. So it kind of gives you context. And so he was caught in 2001, and I was like, that was roughly when I turned 6. I was actually I was almost 7 when he got caught. So that didn't scare me, because I would have been in. They caught him when I was in elementary school, and and I would have been in high school when he would have retired. So yeah, I highly recommend reading this. It's very, 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 very interesting if you're into the Green River Killer and or just into Anne Rule in general. And then the second one is on Ted Bundy. This is probably her most famous work, because she actually knew him, and she actually apparently tried writing the book without her knowledge, but then she realized, oh crud, I got it. That she realized halfway through, like maybe 200-300 pages in, that she actually had to start writing it, where she has to, drop in and out of the scenario, and like where she, where she has to talk about her personal experiences and all that stuff. And yeah, sorry, I think my ear is kind of a little messed up. So anyways, so she actually, both of these books, she had to do that where she had to, but she knew people, and she apparently had to drop in and out of the scenario with like connections and memories that seem relevant. No, literally, even in the Green River Running Red, blah blah, where is it? Oh yeah, it says, okay, oh yeah, it even says in the introduction to this book, sorry I'm spoiling it for some of you, but yeah, but as I begin this most horrifying of all books in my long career as a true crime writer, I found myself faced with the same dilemma I encountered some 25 years ago. In the early 1970s, I worked as a volunteer at the crisis clinic in Seattle, Washington, which is where she met Ted Bundy. 2 nights a week, I worked an all-night shift with a young male psychology student at the University of Washington as my partner. Guess who that was? Together, we fielded calls from suicidal and distraught people. I hadn't published a book yet, but by 1975, I had a contract to write one of the nameless killer of at least 7 young co-eds in Washington and Oregon was ever caught. As many readers know, that turned out to be my partner, Ted Bundy. Shocker. Not. But by the time I learned blah 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 blah, sorry, blah, blah. But somewhere in this whole thing it said she she was a former Seattle, Washington police officer, I think, and actually even in this one even in this book right here, it even mentions her having to just write true crime stories and all that stuff, and you know what? Let me see. Okay, I'll just read you a little bit of the preface of the Ted Bundy book. This book, okay, sorry. This book began a half dozen years ago as an entirely different work. It was to have been a crime reporter's chronicling of a series of inexplicable murders by beautiful young women. By its very nature, detached the result of extensive research. My life certainly wouldn't be no part of it. It evolved into an intensely personal book. This book, a story of unique friendship that has somehow transcended the facts that my research has produced as the years passed. I learned that the stranger of the very vortex of an ever-spreading police probe was not a stranger at all. He was my friend. So, yeah, sorry to spoil some of these books for you, but yeah, these two books I absolutely love. This actually I bought at the library. It's Friends of the Library. They usually have like books on sale super cheap, like maybe $1, maybe for a couple of them. And then this one I bought at Barnes & Noble in Baltimore, I think. Yeah, no, I was in Baltimore when I bought this thing. Actually, fun fact about that, I was hanging out with my brother. I'd been desperately searching for the true crime thing, which I couldn't find until I came back and I had to use the bathroom, and I was like, oh, there's a true crime thing, and I went there and I found that book, and I'm like, yay! I was very, very happy. And then when I found the Ted Bundy book, it was like, I walked into the library, looked over there, I was like, oh, look, Ted Bundy!